Hey, what's going on out there, everybody? This is Sammy Leg here representing TeamJVS, here to give you guys a review for a film that you guys have probably been waiting on for quite some time. And I'm talking about One Piece Film Red. So One Piece, I think it came out roughly around 1999. It's got close to, 1,200 episodes. And I'm gonna be very honest with you guys going into this review. I have not seen one episode of One Piece. I've seen clips. I know who Luffy is. I know who certain key characters like Zoro is. But I had no distinction of anything. I haven't even read the manga, which is a rarity because I look at a whole lot of anime. But going into this film, I was kind of like, okay, I'm gonna keep an open mind and see where the narrative takes me. And I will say that the narrative in this is actually really good because it breaks it down where there's a person named Yuta. Yuta got a beautiful voice and she's having this big concert. Luffy and his band of miscreants that are the Straw Hats have gone to the shoreline and actually wanted to see the concert as well because it's a really big deal everywhere around the world are watching this. But there's a very interesting thing that's also happening is that Luffy is of course a pirate, but everybody, the process is that everybody's assumption of pirates are that they're thieves, they're killers, they're murderers, they're stealers, and everybody's looking at them negatively. Like down to the people in the town, down to people that everywhere are people their assumption is that these pirates are bad. And then there's a naval force that's looking at the situation like, oh, let's look to the side, make sure nothing crazy goes on. And then when Yuta starts to sing, that's when everything changes for good and for bad. Because we don't know this, but Luffy has a connection with Yuta. They knew each other when they're much younger, and Yuta is the daughter of somebody that's connected with the pirates in Shanks. Again, I don't know anything about these characters, but in just this one movie, I got a lot. And like, there's so much rich lore to this that I could have never expected. Because when they start to go and break down Luffy as a character, he's like, I want to be the king of the pirates. It's like, what does that actually mean? And Yuta's perspective is like, oh no, like you can't be the king of the pirates because this is not something that is ethical. Like pirates need to be put down. Pirates need to stop. Like, and you're like, okay, there's other things behind that. Because, okay, if your dad is Shanks and he's a very prevalent big pirate, why would you think that way? And then that's where the story goes. The story goes and takes you back to how we got here for Yuta's character, how we get here from Luffy's character, but then there's so many other characters that are involved. Of course, there's Zoro, Nami, Brook, Chomper. Like, there's a lot of specific characters. And it's interesting because even like characters like Law and Gordon, like people that are, associated with other things that are not necessarily pirates as well, it all comes to a fact where how can we survive and how can we make this a better situation? Because there's a lot of things that happen and this is very rough. A lot of death, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of love, and a lot of great animation. The animation is freaking amazing. Like it looks so, it's weird because these art styles for these characters look so weird, but I can't lie, like the animation is next level. Like it is so good. Like honestly, I looked at Dragon Ball Dragon Ball Super Duper Superhero, and I was like, okay, CG is okay, but I was kind of like, I want 2D animation and CG, and this is a perfect blend. Like it looks great. When you actually see some of the scenes, I was kind of like, oh, wow. I'm a big My Hero fan, but like some of the stuff they do, I'm like, is this what, One Piece is associated with? Like great action, great dialogue, like weird and ranty characters and characters that are all over the place that are just kind of laughing and doing all these kind of crazy things. Is that a thing that is normal for these kind of genre of anime? And it's weird because, again, I haven't seen one episode of the series. I've only seen this movie. But if I ever go off this movie, I'm like, Luffy is more of a deeper character than I think, because it seems as though he's seen a lot of loss, which is interesting because I never would have suspected that in somebody so goofy and weird. I was like, kind of, think about Goku. Goku is kind of like his character where he's this goofball and random, but you would never suspect that Goku has gone through so much loss. He's lost a whole planet, but like all he cares about is eating and doing smaller things. But he's a tragic character. But this thing about Luffy is very different because his tragedy is still continuously happening. He's still losing people. He's still having to deal with who and what he is, and being justified in trying to say, I can lead this better than everybody else, even though it's going to be a possible lot of death with it. Even down to connecting to people like Shanks, like Yuta, that's a part of his past. Like, it asks the question of who you are may not be enough kind of thing. And it's fascinating with that, with all the different pieces, all different random characters. Is there corny, cheesy, cringy moments? Yes, there are moments I'm like, why are we joking about this? Why are these people like put up here? But again, from what I know, I don't know enough about the series to judge it. I'm judging this off of a film, and I don't know how I can possibly do this, but I may need to go back and start watching this series because it's very fascinating. It feels like there's a lot of rich lore there that I'm missing out on. But even in this film, if you haven't seen any other episodes, like you get enough. I would have liked to kind of got a little refresher on who Luffy is, as well as who the Straw Hats are, and even down to down to Shanks and his crew. But it was enough for me to be like, wow, this is beautiful. Wow, especially by the end of it, like, yeah, they did their thing with this. And I will say that there's so many different opportunities for me to have watched this. One was at New York Comic-Con. Another one I believe was during the time of TIFF, and then another one I'm currently doing coverage for, which is AIF, which is a apologize Animation is Film Festival. So I'm gonna say thank you all for the opportunity of covering this. We have a lot more coming that I can't explore right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. Easily an 8 to a 9 out of 10. This is a great anime film, which I'm very surprised by because I knew nothing. If you guys want me to go a little bit deeper into this, I can bring somebody else in that knows One Piece a little bit better and has also seen this. Maybe we'll go into a spoiler discussion about the film. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. I would love to give that to you if you so would enjoy it. Make sure you let me know in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, hit the bell button. Peace, guys.